Hello, this is Jay. Excuse me. Just drunk some water. I told you I was going to do a part two. I guess I was just in the mood tonight. And I'm not doing this to hurt the witnesses or anything like that. But this is kind of freeing to me. You know, it's kind of a way for me to have my say without anybody cutting me off or hanging up on me, because I've seen different accounts where um, different elders have I guess the apostate or the guy called and they hung up on him. Uh, well, not that. So I'm just trying to tell my story, although I get where they coming from. And some of them, like I said, the different ones like Hill Diggity, I find myself staying up late nights just listening to the stories because I was afraid to listen to what they said before, because I would see them standing outside the conventions, and then we were told at the conventions to don't even look their direction. But I've always wondered what they were thinking, you know. But we were told that they were full of demons, just like the guy said. We were told that inside the convention, I'm talking about big conventions with like 8,000 people or so forth. Okay, so back to me. My story. My mom is, like I said on the first video, we have no relationship. After these videos, after she find out they're being made, she probably not gonna. She don't talk to me now, but it's probably finito, finish, you know what I'm saying? So just like my dad died, I don't have a mother either after this. But she feels like she has spiritual children. The ones that are at the hall can be her kids, like she told me and several other members of my family. Her grandkids, a lot of them resent her. Um, they they have like no respect for her, and at the hall they treat her like a matriarch. And as I said in my earlier video, um, I was beat and made to go, and then when she would go to the hall, she would change into this sweet matriarch woman that everybody thinks that she is. She's been in it for quite some time, so she learned that skill, how to change up when it's time for the hall. And I'm not here to badmouth the witnesses or anything like that. I'm just telling my story in hopes that it may be able to help some of the ones out there, because a lot of us, one thing we did learn, I'll say positive, is how to care about people and have a love for people. That's probably the only positive aspect I can get from it. Uh, so anyway, I told you guys earlier that it's gonna be an update on me and how you can get through this. Like with me, it took a lot because I found myself, our family, just like many others, our family is broken in pieces. It's five of us. Me and my brother are probably on the same page. Me and my younger brother, me and my brother that's next to me, because I'm the youngest. My older two don't have no dealings with us whatsoever, along with my mother. And the one in the middle, she's just trying to make sense of it all. I think that's what the drugs and things and the jail, and it has torn her life to bits, trying to follow this fine line that's too hard to follow, you know. Um, what else? Let me see. Uh, they they really discourage you from going to college and having your own mind. Like I said, I wanted more out of life. I was that kid, you know. My goals in life is to be like Simmons or Diddy or Jay-Z or Mogul or something like that. But she had me pegged as a janitor. That's what she wanted me to do, you know. And right now I'm older, and it's I went and got a side job to sustain my income while I'm in school. Uh, when I got away from her, like I said, I got bad grades through school because they don't encourage school at all. So my mom never came to parent teacher conferences. She really didn't care if I got all F's. She could care less because the end was coming. Uh, mm. And then when I got away from her, that was the first time I got on honor roll. I went to I moved away from her. I had to move out of town, and I went to junior college. I just got my associates in accounting and finance. Uh, and now I'm at the university. I got into a special school for you got to have a high grade point average, and I get A's and B's. I'm a double major, uh, planning to be very successful. Now, mind you, I'm doing this because my mother is getting up in age, and she has gathered us because they told her to gather us together to find out what we're going to do regarding her and regarding her future if we have to somehow step in and take care of her. Uh, so I'm going to school. I'm the only one of them trying to go to school so I can make some money so I can take care of my mother. But like others, um, pardon me, like others, I was told not to go to school, but this is the only way I can be able to take care of my mom and have her get good care once she gets older. If I'm a janitor, yeah. So I decided to go back to school and try to just rough it out and get my degree so I can at least take care of my mother. I would argue, and like I said, every time I get on the phone with her, she tells me all the time, drop out, drop out, drop out, drop out. Every chance she gets. Now, I'm not going to say that she's all bad because she did help me through the junior college, but the only reason why she did was because she wanted to stop hearing my mouth about how she ruined my life. You know, when we would get on the phone, she wanted to have me shut up. That was her exact words. Uh, and she gave me little monies to help me throughout, but I paid her back in full, which my older brothers and sisters probably don't know because they're very secretive and quiet, and she didn't want me to tell them anything, so I would get student loans to pay her that money right back. So she's paid in full every time, but my student loan rate has skyrocketed. But I'm gonna just keep going, and hopefully when I get out, I'll have enough money to be able to pay my student loan and be able to take care of her at the same time. So like I said, it is a recovery. It is. Uh, but, oh, let me share this with you real quick. Uh, this is what she gave me here. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's what I got in the mail for my graduation for my associates. And this is the inside here. I'm going to show you that as well. That's her writing at the bottom. I'm going to read it to you. That what she wrote. Love you and want the best for you. How, in bold letters, in Jehovah's house. And the new world that's so close. Mother. You know. So that was what I had to hear daily while I'm taking calculus in chemistry and physics and all those classes, I would have to hear, "Oh, I don't know why you're doing it. The end is coming. The end is coming. The end is coming." So, and I'm not making light of it or whatever. I know this world has its problems or whatnot, but after doing some research and stuff like that, finding out different things, taking Western civilization, finding out deeper stuff, and like those questions, what really struck home with me with the other YouTube videos is that those questions that you guys are posing and bringing answers to, those are questions that I asked her. I said, how can you say that this is the real true religion when you haven't done your research? You're just listening to what they say. And she tells me, "Oh, you're crazy. It sounds like you've been talking to one of them apostates." Now, granted, I haven't even seen any of these videos till this week. So I've been saying that before. But I knew that I wasn't crazy. And my older brothers and sisters, excuse me, I'm getting hoarse. My older brothers and sisters would make me feel like as if I was crazy, and I knew that something was wrong with that. You haven't done any research. Who's to say what is true and what is not? Unless you talk to Jehovah himself, how are you to judge me? And like the lady said on the Hill Diggity, they do judge. They judge, and they judge you bad if you're not in their clique. And I can't say that I really felt that when I went to my brother's wedding. He had it at the hall. And I mean, the second I stepped in there, you should have seen those eyes on me. They looked at me like the devil himself had walked into that door. And I told my mother, I said, aren't they supposed to be loving and welcoming and wanting to have their hands out and welcoming? That's the God I know is. And she would tell me that I'm seeing things, that it's all just me. And then another thing I want to point out, sometimes they would criticize me in my face, and she would take up for them, like make it seem like it's me. And I would try to explain to her, if anybody messes with you, I don't care if you wrong or if you right, I'm gonna have your back. I'm gonna come in there, I'm gonna have your back totally. But they say one thing about me, and you just take their side. But on a positive note, you can get through this. You just have to take a deep breath and follow your own path. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough because you're going to lose your family, you're going to lose your friends, all of that. But you have to just have a strong mindset. Put one foot in front of the other and keep yourself busy with things. Like I lift weights, I do UFC sometime training. I go to school, I work. My life is busy, but I'm all by myself. And there's an emptiness that you're going to feel without your siblings. You're going to miss them, but you're going to have to be strong enough to get through it, and just keep yourself in a good headspace, and don't let them win. That's what you got to do. And just tell yourself you can be anything you set your mind to. I don't care how old you are, what education you had, if you got bad grades in school because they didn't care. You can turn that around. Okay? And once again, for you witnesses, I guess I think that's who you are, who's leaving messages at the bottom that are very rude to these people, get a life. You know what I'm saying? Are you jealous? Or are you? I mean, come on. You know what I'm saying? And then too, shouldn't you be disfellowship for saying whore and calling people swear words? But I just hope you can learn to critical think for yourself. That would be nice. You guys, you have a good evening. I'll make another video if you like it. Keep you updated with me and tell some more of my story. Like I said, be easy.